Good morning. We are live, Swelshi.
How we doing, Spin? Good?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling. This is our inaugural episode, the Real Life Fantasy Baseball Show. Spin and Swelsh kicking it live
Spin Swelsh in the morning.
In the morning, baby. It's funny. We used to do late nights with Spin and Swelsh. Now we transitioned to the morning.
Yeah, we're all grown up. We're old now.
That's what I'm saying. But for those of you who've been following along with the High Chad pod, that's been kind of good for late in the day, and now we got a little morning show to go along with it. So me and Sean will be taking care of the mornings, and then of course Hyde Shed in the evenings, late evenings, whatever the fuck. But yeah, this is going to be a good day. We got a lot to get into, and it's our first episode, so we'll see how we how we roll.
Yeah, you're gonna have to bear with us. We're gonna be working through, but we'll get there eventually. Don't worry.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's get into it though, Shad, because we have some things from yesterday we're going to go over, and then some, today's slates of today's a bigger slate than yesterday.
Mhm.
But what happened in yesterday's game? I quite honestly kind of fucking forget.
So I mean, they started off early yesterday. They
That's
had,
right.
I mean, I think the Red Sox and White Sox played at like 11 a.m. yesterday.
It was Patriot Day in Boston.
Oh, it was Marathon Monday. That's what it was. It was
Marathon
Marathon Monday.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blue Mountain State. Not the right type of Marathon Monday, but you know what I mean.
Different type of marathon.
And I mean, it's just the White Sox are such a trash organization. I will get into it later with them, but I mean, the Red Sox toppled over 4-2. It's pretty self-explanatory what happened. I mean, you can't really. I mean, maybe this was the first start for Bueller that was actually good this year. You know, I know he's had some stinkers in the past, but I mean, maybe this is what he kind of needed. I mean, he's 3-1 actually. I just looked at that. Oh my goodness.
What's his ERA though?
It's at a 4.23. So he hasn't been great. The Red Sox, I mean, we already know that the Red Sox can hit. They have guys on guys over there right now. And it seems like I've also seen stats that Story is like unbelievable in his history against the White Sox. So like that's another thing too to add on to it. I mean, the White Sox, they're 5-17 to start, bringing the Red Sox to a 13-11 record. Basically, everybody's trying to find their footing, but as you know, I'm high on Boston this year.
Yeah, I had Boston making the playoffs. It's good to see Bueller just kind of being that guy that he doesn't have to be a top of the end like arm for them or top of the rotation arm, but he got it done, and they should do that against the White Sox. They realistically should, and I think they took 3 out of 4 from the White Sox, and they should.
I mean, basically every team has to. You have to walk over those teams if you want to be a successful team. You have to win the little ones because come September, you're gonna look back and be like, "Oh, we dropped one against the White Sox." That's becomes a big deal. That becomes a big deal in September.
Do you have the Red Sox making the playoffs?
Oh my God, yeah. I have. I mean, as you know, I have them winning that division.
Oh shit!
Against your better judgment. I know you're a Yankees guy, but
so I have the Yankees, but Boston didn't finish exactly. And I liked Boston before they even signed Bregman. I thought they were going to be in the right direction. So you don't want to
some young talent on that team, which is kind of becoming, because with that they made the Mookie trade, and it was that was horrible for them.
Yeah,
history was not paying well on them for that, but now it seems like they're coming back around.
And Bueller was a guy that was maybe worth streaming in fantasy. I was going to pick him up in a few leagues, but I was like, fuck it, I don't know who to drop. Then we move over to Cleveland, where the Yankees are in town for 3. Yankees lost. They didn't look good. And maybe you tip your hat to Gavin Williams, who did pitch well, but the Yankees lost 6-4 to Cleveland. Clark Schmidt, second start of the year, gets his first decision for him.
No decision in the first one?
He got no decision in the first game. It was home against KC. I wish he would have won at home. You come back against Kansas City. It's good to get your first start in the Bronx, but whatever, no decision. The Yankees, I think, ultimately won that game. And now he's got a different AL Central matchup, this time at their place in Cleveland. It was a 6-0 game. I thought maybe the Yankees had a little late comeback to him. But if you live and die by the homer, you've seen it before with your Phils. Like they fall into that trap. Yankees, I've seen it a million times with them. I hate that brand of baseball. I really do.
I mean, it does, because it's big on the rewards, but when it's not working, it's ugly. Because I mean, I see it in the Phillies. It's ugly when that's your brand of baseball.
It's horrible. And when Gavin Williams comes out and pitches a gem, like I said, one aspect, maybe you tip your hat to Gavin, but if he's able to keep you in the ballpark for the most part, maybe he gave up one homer, but I mean, come on.
Also those Central teams, I can't get a read on them. both sides,
No, never,
AL, NL.
never.
I can't. I mean, like I'm a huge Jose Ramirez fan. Love him. I think he's one of the best players in baseball. I know he homered yesterday. I'm looking at it right now. He had 4 RBIs yesterday.
Geez, I
So
think 6.
at one point, which is kind of insane to me, how do you not just pitch around this guy?
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, he's the only one they have. He's the only one.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm looking. They got who is this? Kyle Manzardo
He hit a
batting
homer
after him.
yesterday.
I know he's batting 217 though on the year.
Yeah, I know, it's bad. He
It's
got
kind
off
of
to a
like
good opening weekend, but yeah, he's a rookie, so maybe you wanna I don't
you.
know.
How do you not just pitch? You just not pitch around Jose Ramirez and attack this guy?
I agree.
In a sense, you know. I
I
mean,
agree.
it's but you know, I guess we'll move on. We'll talk about it a little later. The next slate looks like we got the Reds Marlins. The Reds coming off a huge victory against the Orioles on Sunday. Looks like they dropped it here 6-3 to the Marlins.
Reds, Marlins, 6-3. Oh, geez. The Reds are getting speaking of the Centrals getting a hard read. I don't have a good read on Cincinnati. They just scored 20-something runs against Baltimore. And
Exactly.
Baltimore's a bad team right now. I think over the course of a season they'll be fine. But right
It's
now they
still
are a bad
Baltimore.
team. And it was in
It's still
Baltimore. Yeah. Yeah, you don't take them lightly. And
Mhm.
I can't get a read on the Reds either. This is a team I don't know whether to stream pitchers against them or not because they could come out and sometimes the offense shows up. And then yesterday they lose to Miami. But to the credit of Miami's pitcher, Max Meyer, I
Oh,
mean,
okay.
he
Yeah.
did throw a gem, maybe 6 scoreless with like 14 Ks or
I mean,
something.
but Nick Lodolo was throwing for the other side, and I mean, he's got a sub 3 ERA. He's 2-2 on the year. I don't really know too much about him, honestly, but I mean, when I see a sub 3 up there, he's got to be doing well to start.
Yeah, and that's even with yesterday. I don't even know how many runs he gave up yesterday, Lodolo, but that's even with
Yeah, it
that
says he's got
yesterday's
three
start.
earned, it looks like.
Okay.
So, I mean, he that's that and that you come off. I mean, I guess that's just baseball though. You come off scoring 20 against the Orioles, then you take the flight down to Miami and well,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
go
it's
you're going out the night before and then you put up the stinker the next day.
I can never get a read on the Reds have been a tough team, and it goes along with the whole Central theme. The Centrals are
Yeah,
weird.
I
Uh,
don't understand
and
it.
another Central team, this was Padres at Detroit. Detroit won. Now the Tigers actually seem to be a pretty well-oiled Central team right now.
Which is wild. I If you would have told me that, I would have said maybe 500 this year.
I don't
Maybe.
have them making the playoffs. I
No,
don't.
neither do I. But I mean, they've come out hot. They've looked good. Um, I mean, Spencer Torkelson has been like I know he's been ripping the ball. So is I don't even Kerry Carpenter didn't even play yesterday, but he's been
Yeah,
piecing up a little bit too. Um, but
Glaber's been
yeah,
good.
it's just pretty wild. It looks like Glaber's batting 304 on the year as well. Kind of sneaky over there.
Sneaky,
And a
yeah.
little hot Javi Baez kind of return to glory, 271 on the year so far.
He was playing center yesterday for the first time, Javi.
Wild,
And
wild.
that's with the Padres in town, and the Padres have been on top of the world
Yeah,
to start the
they've
year.
been great. They've been great so far, and they still haven't gotten Darvish back either. He's still injured. He's out. Who pitched for the Padres yesterday?
That's a good question. Who was it? I don't know. The loss went to Vasquez. Don't know if he's a starter or who the hell he is.
Yeah, Vasquez. It looked like they did a bullpen game yesterday.
So that's interesting. They do have a pretty good 1-2-3 though. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
maybe you like Cease. I think Michael King's been picking up where he left off last year.
Mhm.
And then even Pivetta, you could have reason to believe that Pivetta's a solid 3 option. But that's a good series right now. That's a good series. San Diego's been kicking ass, and Detroit arguably might be the best team in the American League,
Yeah,
which is crazy to think.
that's unbelievable to me. I mean, everything's still up in the air at this point, but those, I mean, like we said, those central teams, and then the next game, another central team, the Cardinals Braves. Cardinals went into town against the Braves, who have been putting up stinker after stinker, might I say, but they come out with a win yesterday, 7-6.
Yeah, the Braves held on. Iglesias kind of looked scary at the end, and that's
Hmm.
a little homage to me being pissed off at a lot of different relievers right now. I
I
mean,
know.
we always knew relievers had a tendency to blow in games, and maybe it gets blown out of proportion because, like, when they don't do their job, it gets like talked about like times 10. But Iglesias hasn't been himself this year, and I'm a big Iglesias fan. But they held on. Braves held on, and you have to assume, you being a fan of that division, you have to assume, you can't take the Braves lightly. You have to
I was
assume they're
gonna,
going to come back.
yeah, they start. I mean, they start off horrible, but I mean, they're it's the Atlanta Braves. They're the same team they have been. They're going to be Austin Riley's going to be playing at an all-star caliber level. He's
Yeah.
starting to pick it back up. I think
Mhm.
he homered yesterday. And I mean, then they got Verdugo, picking up Verdugo with Profar gone,
How
and
about
he's
that?
back to leadoff for him,
Yeah. That's
which
crazy. I didn't
is
even know he was leading off.
nuts.
Good for him.
Exactly, that's nuts. I mean, a 1-2. Oh, actually, I mean, talk about it. I mean, listen to this lineup they put out yesterday. Verdugo leading off, Riley batting second, Ozuna batting three. Then you go to Olson, Albies, Michael Harris, Sean Murphy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's not even their
Wow.
best lineup. That's the scary thing is it's not even their best lineup.
I know. And then you have, I mean, like Michael Harris started off slow as well.
Yeah.
So is Albies. But those are two guys at the bottom. They're batting 5 and 6. Albies and Michael Harris. Those are two all stars.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, they
Which is
in a perfect world, you figure 1 through 7, 1 through 8 even looks really good for them.
yeah.
But I think they might be starting to get their swagger back. The things started to look up for them when like Sean Murphy started to come back. I don't know
hmm
how many games he's played. That he started the year on the IL, but he already has 5 home runs on the season.
I know
So
I mean, so his first game back was in that, I'm pretty sure, in the Phillies series, and he was a single machine.
yeah,
He was looked really good back, basically.
it's good when he starts to get his swagger back. Then it was like, okay, Strider came back a little shortly after, and then it's like,
Mhm.
okay, where maybe there's waves, and now Acuna's set to come back, but now
Well,
Strider's back to the fucking IL.
they had, yeah, Strider. Strider, did you just say that he went back to the IL?
He's back
Yeah.
after like one start. I guess he was throwing around it. He did something to his hand.
So I thought it was his shoulder, or was it a hamstring?
Who knows?
I don't know, but he said he felt discomfort and then he couldn't pitch.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So who knows if he's going to have a minimum stint? But it's when you start to get these guys coming off the IL, it's like, oh, maybe they get their swagger back because you figure that I have them winning that division. To be honest with you,
The Braves, yeah. I mean, yeah, we've talked about that, and with the way the Phillies bullpen has looked, I'm kind of inclined to agree with you in that standpoint so far. I'm still a Phillies guy through and through, and think they're going to figure it out. But it's that division's hot. I mean, the Mets look, which I mean, I guess we can do them next. We'll do the
yeah.
Phillies Mets, and wow, was I angry watching this game yesterday. I mean, it's just Nola. We've been promised so much from him, and he's loved and hated by the fans. He always will have love from me because he's been there since his middle infield was Freddie Galvis and Cesar.
yeah.
Duval Herrera was out in center. I mean, he's been there from the jump.
He
So
was in the dark ages. Yeah.
you take the faults, but I mean, at the beginning of this guy's career, he was promised to be a top 3 finisher in Cy Young every year, which has never happened. So, I mean, it almost has to, with us, we have to come to that standpoint that he's at best a number 3 guy. He's at best, I think he's a number 3 guy. And it sucks because we've seen in the past, like some post seasons, he's been lights out. He's been unbelievable. When his knuckle curve is working and his sinkers moving, he's unbelievable. But then sometimes he just, like, he was barely touching 90 yesterday.
Jeez, hello.
And it looked horrible. But then you get on the other side, the Mets, Francisco Lindor start off slow, but now he's playing like an MVP. Anything you throw near the guy, it's like, oh my gosh, he's going to hit that a mile.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is time the narrative on Nola has to change. I've been saying,
Mhm.
I mean, as a fantasy owner, maybe you've seen it before because when you look at these guys, when you comes draft day and you're like, oh, maybe I like Nola. I've drafted him one year because I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
Aaron Nola. But he's never been a good ERA guy. His claim to fame is he can eat innings and he can strike guys out. So he'll be a close to 200 or maybe over 200 inning guy, maybe like
Mhm.
200 something strikeouts. That's what he's good at. But like you said, that the narrative for him is like maybe he's a 3 guy at best.
Yeah.
He hasn't. Maybe he got Cy Young votes. Maybe he never finished that high, but that was really early in his career. Maybe he made an All-Star team or 2 early in his career. I don't even know if
I
that's
don't even think
true.
he did because what I was saying is it was always projected. It was always, oh, hey,
Yeah.
this guy is going to be this, and he never was that. He's always been, but for the longest time, because the Phillies stunk for so long, he was the ace. He was the guy, and
Yeah, Nola's top Cy Young. So his best year was probably 2018. He was an All-Star that year, finished 3rd in Cy Young. Then he
yeah.
finished 4th in Cy Young in 2022. Maybe he's got some votes here and there. Those are his top finishers. But that's really it. And then you look on from like maybe he had a good 22. Even if I look at the 22, yeah, I mean he's a career 3.74 ERA. I mean it's not like his ERAs are gonna like blow you away. He's pretty much around 4 for the most part, and
Mhm.
now he's off to a horrendous start right now. I
I
mean,
mean, we also have to take into account he's getting up there in age too. I mean, we do have to. We have him. I mean, but the Phillies got him for I think another 5 years too. On top of that, so
we'll see what happens. I think so. I do think Nola can figure it out, and at the very least, you share a rotation with Wheeler and the way Lazardo's been pitching, and you have to love Christopher Sanchez. I guess Ranger coming
mm,
back, you could be optimistic. Maybe Painter on the up and up, you could be optimistic. But yeah, right
Nola's
now it's
gonna pitch no matter what because the money we're paying him.
who's that?
Nola's going to pitch no matter
Oh
what.
yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like he's gonna stay in that rotation because his name is Aaron Nola, even
Mhm.
though number wise he probably would be the odd man out when Ranger comes back. But his name's Aaron Nola. You have to believe in him. He can eat innings. He can shove.
But I know, but this has kind of also been something. He will have a stretch in the summer where he looks like the best pitcher in baseball, and that's normally what happens with him. Like, and it just how long will that stretch last?
Yeah, and we'll see. Well, his ERA right now is over 6. Maybe he has a
Yeah,
little stretch, like you said, where his ERA is like maybe in the mid twos, and then
yeah.
averages out to what, like a little close to a 4 ERA
Mhm.
or something like that. So that's why it's an average. But
Yeah,
we'll see how he prevails because that's kind of what he looks like, though. I mean, he looks like a guy who's a 3.5 to like a 4 something ERA. Like it's
yeah.
never like for his. And I know he's not an ace because Wheeler, but thank God Wheeler came over and was an
I know.
ace because I don't know what the fuck else you think he's an ace, he's not. It's crazy.
But then, I mean, we can get into the Phillies a little bit more later because I'm gonna talk about the matchup today. But yeah, I guess the next one we got is Stros Blue Jays. Blue Jays visiting
Yeah.
the Astros. Astros coming out 7-0. You've never been high on Blue Jays, and I think that's with good reason. Uh, I mean, what do you have? You have Bo Bichette, who's kind of I don't know how he's been this year. I know last year he sucked.
Last year he was like
Yeah,
banged up, and when he was playing, he was bad. Yeah, this year he's
and I
been
mean
better. And I was high on Bo Bichette entering this year because basically anything's better than last year.
but what's also nuts is like the- ha- I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand these projections or anything like that because Hunter Brown came in last year. He pitched yesterday for them. He's looked. He's got a 1.16 ERA. It's sixth in baseball right now.
That's crazy.
3-1 record, tied for second. I mean, he's 0.74 WHIP. It's first in baseball. Hunter Brown, he sucked last year, and this year he is
Did he
dominating.
suck though? I thought he started to make a little bit of a name for
Well,
himself, Hunter.
Didn't he come in and he was horrible?
I don't remember his whole thing. Um, I thought he started to make a bit of a name for himself last year, Hunter Brown,
He
and
might have.
got a little highly anticipated entering this year because of what he did. He was pretty good in 170 innings, 3.49 ERA. I'm not mad at it.
I'm
Well,
sorry. I'm thinking about the year before. He had a five. He ended the year with a 5 ERA, 11-13 record. He wasn't all great,
yeah,
but
yeah, okay, yeah,
yeah,
through 150. That was like his first full season,
yeah,
2023.
that was his first. Yeah, but I mean, I guess
And
it
then
makes sense. You're probably right. Last year, he probably started to make a name for himself, and then
he
coming in
started
this
to
year, he's
trend
just
that way.
dominating.
He is. I think he's making an early case for a fucking Cy Young. I remember
Uh,
people kind of liked him this year. I was a little more standoffish on Hunter Brown in terms of, like from a fantasy perspective, just because
yeah,
I don't know. I have to see a little bit more out of guys, but I don't hate Houston. I know Houston looks a lot different than their past years, but I don't hate. It's a new look Houston, but I don't think they look bad. I think they make the playoffs this year,
in a way, do you think this is kind of the
over
last
Detroit.
one for a couple of these guys, like Altuve and Alvarez? They're getting up there.
That's a good question. The one thing Houston's been really good at doing is developing, like, not just good players, but, like, developing superstars. Like, Jordan and Kyle Tucker were not part of the 2017 team. And
Hmm.
when they lost, like, Jeremy not Correa, and they lost Springer, they had new guys. Now it's almost like, and then they kinda brought in pitchers. Remember, they brought in, like,
I do remember
Greinke and Cole never won, but Verlander won too with
that.
them. So, like, they were, like, developing these guys, bringing in pitchers. Now it's almost a little different. It's like they seem to be developing pitchers and then bringing in position players like the corner infield over there.
I mean, they
But,
did call up Cam
Brown's one of
Smith
them.
this year.
Brown's one of them.
Cam Smith is. I
Mm.
know at the beginning he was very highly touted. He wanted to. I know he didn't start off how everybody imagined, but I think he's starting to come around, find his footing. I know I picked him up in fantasy, and
Interesting.
he's been doing decent. He's a guy who can play multiple positions as well. He can kind of play all over the field. So
Yes, we'll see how he and Houston does a good job with that. No one ever talks because everyone's like wants to shit on them for like 2017, which is fine. But
yeah,
no one talks
which
about
I'm
like that's
completely
actually very
okay with.
impressive.
By the way,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
completely
fine.
okay with the side.
I don't hate the hate at all, but the Houston slander. But that's something that no they never get credit for. It's like they develop some guys that are very high. Now it seems like they're doing that to the pitching front. So
Hmm.
is it their last go around? I don't know. I also don't know if I love that division per se. I love Texas this year to win it, that
Yeah,
division. But I Seattle isn't as complete to me on paper. I don't think they're very complete. So Houston can stay afloat. I don't like the Angels. Maybe the A's in a few years. I don't know how they trend. They have the money to even,
I
you
mean, it's
know,
just that's
continue.
you're talking the A's. It's just another poverty franchise who's scared to spend money. It seems like.
It's so again, when you look at that division, it's like maybe the Astros can be well rounded enough to stay afloat for a
Mhm.
few more years, especially the way that they seem to bring in young guys. But we'll see. They got it done yesterday. And would you say Hunter Brown pitched? He's looking
Yeah,
good. And
and then
Gauss
we get
got a
in
lot.
with the last game of the day. Brewers visiting the Giants. Giants coming out 5-2. Dude, the West. I mean, we talked about the Padres, how good they've looked, and of course the Dodgers are out there, but the Giants have looked good too,
Mm.
man.
Yeah. The
Um,
Giants, I don't even I think Arizona's a playoff team. That was my projection at the beginning of the year. I actually had the Padres not making the playoffs. But right now that's the best division in baseball. I mean, if
well,
Arizona, I
you
don't
would
even
think
know what their record is. But if they're in 4th place and then you have teams like the Dodgers and Giants kind of right there, Padres, like we said, on top of the world. Yeah,
and I mean,
that's a state of the
we've talked about this before. I'm not big on the Brewers, but I think that they're a good team. I don't think that they're going to make any noise come postseason wise, but I think
yeah.
that they will make the postseason.
Do you?
I
I
do.
don't.
I think they do. I think they have a good mix of young and old. They're young talent. You're talking about Bryce Terang, Jackson Churio out in the outfield, but then you got guys like Contreras, Hoskins has been there now for 2 years. Yelich, who's obviously been there forever now, looking over those guys. And I'm not opposed to their pitching as much. Like
Oh,
I'm a Freddie Peralta guy. I pick him
yeah.
up every year in fantasy. But I mean, they're 12 and 11 right now. Like we said, that's Central. I know you like the Cubs coming out of there, and the Cubs look good this year. But I do think the Brewers will be sneaky come September, come October.
Yeah, the pitching is what does scare me about Milwaukee. I love that they're a scrappy team. They got like a
Mhm.
little all these scrappy white boys running around. Sal Frelick, Terang, like you said, like
Yeah,
they do got these guys that you
and
can put on the
Frelick
bench.
out in center.
Yeah, I like those guys. Good little fan. I mean, I make a point to draft Terang late. I mean, he's a stud.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I'm not sold on their pitching. I don't. I just don't. I don't like them. I think the Cubs are a little more spunk. I think the Cubs are a little more spunk.
they do. I mean, they have on the Cubs. They have more guys. You would say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They got Tucker. They got Suzuki. Dansby started off slow, but I mean, it's still Dansby Swanson. You
Yeah,
know.
I think Nico Horner and Terang are similar players, you
True.
know, but
And their pitching, on the other hand, is probably better than the
that
Brewers.
oh, that's a big one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and even with Justin Steele out, there's guy Ben
Mhm.
Brown's been picking it up, and he's a low key motherfucker. Matthew Boyd's been pitching well. Then you have Imanaga in the mix. Like they've been good without Steele. So
Yeah.
that's like we're get into a little vibe check here.
Yeah. My vibe check's going to be strictly about just the Phillies and the Phillies fucking bullpen at this point. I mean, my God, every time they trot somebody out of there, I'm like, okay, we lost the game. I almost turned the game off 95%. If Kirkering isn't pitching, well, I mean, even Kirkering.
He blew it
Kirkering
one
threw a
day.
3-run fucking home run to the Marlins. The fucking Marlins. And then, sorry, Coco. I just slammed my computer and Coco came running in. But the I mean, Strom. I mean, I love Strom, and Alvarado's looked good so far, but Alvarado even puts himself in shitty situations. But we got like Joe Ross, Ruiz. Who the fuck are these guys? And then don't even get me started on Romano.
Oh,
Oh my God, is he fucking bad?
he might not have a job pretty soon.
Like, dude, I'm like it's like it gets me going. I just want to DFA Romano like so bad.
He, I mean, I don't know what you even do with Romano, and it's not even the Philly. Like, if the Phillies are a good one, Romano especially being at the fucking front of it. because holy shit, I mean, that's really bad. What he's been doing, his ERA might be like over 15. But to me, it's been a lot of relievers.
Yeah, all across the MLB.
And they've always pissed me off. And we were talking about this, like they might get the shit into the stick at times. It's almost like an NFL kicker. It's like if you do your job, no one cares. It's like, okay, that's what you should do. But if you don't do your job, you're like the most hated person in the world. So it's like a high risk, little reward type of.
It is. I mean, it really is. Like you think about like Strom's been lights out for us for years, but to the casual fan, nobody notices that because he came in and did his job. That's it.
My other thing is like, while that is true, it's like it pisses me off when they give up more runs in one inning than the starter would give up in like 5 or 6 innings. Like I understand like you're gonna get shit on a lot of times, but like come on. Like
yeah.
you could like I mean Romano's case is almost an extreme case. He gave up 6 runs and like maybe 2 outs or whatever.
I mean, yeah, we talked about this the other day. It was the perfect situation for him. Let's get some confidence back. You got 7 runs to work with.
Yeah.
He gave up 6.
It's so bad. Then Alvarado has to come in for a 1-out save. He threw like 2 pitches.
I mean, they put the camera on Alvarado at the end of the game on what was it? I guess that was Saturday. Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And they pan Alvarado, and he's up on the mound like, how the fuck did I have to come into this game? And
seriously, he's thinking he's getting to get like a little off day because like it's like 11-4 and like the 9.
And then I mean, you brought up Devin Williams with the Yankees, who hasn't looked great this year.
That's pissed me off too. Really,
that's more to a new scene, or do you think he just kind of lost it?
He
was hurt last year too, wasn't he?
He was banged up, but he came back and ultimately like it wasn't like he was out for the year. I mean, the only thing people remember about him last year was when Pete hit a homer. Pete Alonso hit that homer off of him in that like wild card game. Yeah, it was his big Met moment. That was off of him. So, but I have heard of the with Devin Williams. I don't really remember this. I'm fucking sick, by the way. I don't really remember this, but people were saying like this is kind of what he does. Like he doesn't. It's never really smooth sailing for him.
Well, I guess that's what happens when you're on an NL Central team. Like you don't really get reported on a whole lot. You see the good, exactly. You don't really see a whole lot of the bad.
Exactly, and so maybe you see like the numbers where it's like his ERA is really good. He has like 1 billion saves or whatever, but the guess he is a guy that will put guys on base. Like he has a little bit of a. I can't say he's been to this extent ever. This is really bad. But I think that's a little bit of a track record, so I don't know how shocking it was at first. But now, a little differently than Romano, but similarly, doesn't come in a save situation. It was 8-4, I think, on Saturday also. And, get a little work, get your swagger back, get your confidence in. Stay hot, stay loose. Last thing you want is, like, your closer not pitching, like, 3 days in a row. Like, so you get a little work. And now it's he tied 4 runs in the 9th he gave up. It wasn't even a save situation. It's just, like, some extra work. Just keep the game where it's at, or just get through this. If you give, it's almost like in that situation, it's not as high leverage, right? You can get a swagger back. In that situation, it's like, if you give up a few hits and a run, whatever. It's like you didn't blow the game, but he still found a way to blow it. And then the Yankees lost that game, and then that was the only game of the series they lost. So that pisses me off. And Clase hasn't been good.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising because his stuff is unbelievable. When you can throw a 100-mile-per-hour cutter. Like, are you joking? That's insane. And I mean, across the board, I mean, I guess who's really been lights out this year and from the bullpen?
We haven't heard much about it. Maybe because it's part of it is also it's early. But I know when I checked, Mason Miller was doing well.
Yeah,
there are big name closers that have been producing, but I was like some of these big name guys because Clase and Williams. Coming into the season, Clase was probably the number 1 closer. Devin Williams was maybe number 2. I don't know. They're definitely top 5.
You can throw Mason Miller in there as well, kind of
throw
thing.
Mason. I think Josh Hader's been good.
I think like another thing with these closers is a lot of them are one-trick ponies, and a lot of them have the same stuff nowadays. So it's like, it's going to spin different. Yeah, you're going to get a different pitch every now and again, but a lot of people are coming with gas now, and a lot of it is a fastball, and then they have one other pitch. So when it comes down to that, it's like, it's a new guy, this and that, but you're seeing the same pitch a lot of the time.
I can see that. And the other reason I'll give him a benefit of the doubt is a lot of times it is the hitters like 4th time around the order. So by that point of the game, maybe they're settled in. But yeah, I mean, you do have a job, and Class A has a great track record. He hasn't been good. He blew a save on Sunday this past
Mhm.
weekend. Obviously, Romano and even the Phillies on Sunday, they had some issues with the pen.
Yeah.
Uh, Fucking Williams hasn't been that guy, and those are like between Class A and Williams are at least top 5 fucking guys entering the season. Who else was it? I think Boston blew a save, blew Tanner Houck's win in the game that they lost against the White Sox. That was the only game that they lost in a 4-game series. And
Yeah.
Yankees' only game they lost in the 4-game series against the Rays was when Devin Williams blew it. So it's like these are
Yeah.
only
And I
games that
know
these
in
guys are losing is coming down to the bullpen.
the
So
first half of the season was the Phillies weren't scoring on the starters. They
yeah,
were
how
strictly
about that?
scoring against the bullpen,
Yeah, how about
which
that?
yeah,
They're
which is
because they're
kinda
coming
nuts.
out.
And I mean, I wonder. I mean, the starters have to understand that it's a part of baseball, but it's got to piss them off a little bit. You're like, you go
100%.
out there, you pitch 5 or 6 like good innings, even shutout innings, and then they blow it for you.
I mean,
Wow.
Iglesias, I like Iglesias a lot, right? So Iglesias, I think
Mhm.
he's one of the most, I think he's one of the most underrated, if not the most underrated closer. I've said this before on the High Ched Pot, and I think highly of Iglesias. I like him in fantasy. He's getting dropped a little bit now, and he had interest. We talked a little bit about him. He made it interesting, and I don't know if that was a save situation against St. Louis. I think they're playing.
Mhm.
Um, he made that interesting. Edwin Diaz hasn't been really smooth
Yeah,
sailing for him
just he
this
just
year.
gave up a 3-run home run to stat last night in the ninth.
So
That
he
wasn't
hasn't.
even a safe situation again, and then he made it a safe situation.
Yeah. So what was that? It was like a 4-run. A lot of these closers are coming in with like 4-run lead or a little bit more wiggle room, not as high
Yeah.
leverage, and they're not getting it done. Again, it's still early, and there are closers that have been doing it. Maybe those guys don't get talked about enough. But like, come the fuck on! And remember that game last week? You definitely remember. It was Arizona was in Chicago, and it
Oh
was like
yeah, and
that
then
big scoring
the
game.
game of the year everybody was talking about.
The game of the year. It's like this late comeback on both teams. I mean, both teams
Mhm.
answered back. I mean, I think maybe the Cubs were winning, Diamondbacks answered back, and then the Cubs answered back. The answer back, like all that's well and good, and it was a crazy game. It was riveting. It was fun. But I'm walking away from that game. Like if I played on the Cubs, I'm walking away like, holy shit, the relievers fucking blow. Like all those runs came in
Yeah,
the eighth inning or later.
and you get Arizona, who I mean, Corbin
They
Burns
blew it too.
is your ace, and he pitched beautifully for what 7 innings maybe,
So, maybe, yeah, maybe, and
and
he has to find it too. He would love a win. He hasn't been the greatest.
yeah,
And
exactly.
who
So
was it?
you
It was him and yeah, whoever else pitched for the Cubs. But they both pitched well, and then the
yeah,
bullpen comes in, and now there's like 18 runs in the eighth inning. Fuck.
what was it? 3 grand slams or 2 grand slams?
I don't even know.
It
I don't
was
even.
it
Yeah,
was nuts.
this is coming off the pen, and it's like, yeah, maybe the game of the year, but at the same time, like to the right on par to our vibe right now about these relievers. Holy fucking shit!
Yeah, it's
Holy
bad.
fucking shit!
It's bad. But then also what I wanted for another part of the vibe check is whatever. I mean, so you know what's interesting enough? I saw somebody say this, and it was Mark Titus, who's a college basketball guy, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't really know a whole lot about the MLB, but he was like, I'm pretty sure he's a Cubs guy, and
Okay.
he was saying like, what happened to rivalries in baseball?
Mm.
And I started to think about it, and I was like, you know what? You're right, because it doesn't seem like these players hate each other the way, like the Mets used to hate Chase Utley back in the day. Like, oh my God, they hated him. I know the fans hated him, the Mets themselves hated him, stuff like that. Last night, Jesse Winker, like Lindor doesn't really pimp, right? Like
Yeah.
he tees off and he runs the bags. That's good. That's fine. Jesse Winker's the biggest asshole on this side of the Mississippi. Fuck him. Like,
He
what a
is.
douche. And so he of course he cock shot off of Nola, watches it a little bit. I want one at his head. Next time he steps in throw at his fucking head. And if Nola isn't gonna do it, get Alvarado in there and then put fucking kill him. I don't know.
That would be a good role for Romano. Like, what's that role in hockey where you're just
Oh,
kind
the
of like,
enforcer.
yeah, yeah,
Enforcer.
that could be Romano's job. Like, you're gonna give up runs and put guys on base anyway. Might as well just like be the guy that comes in and hits a dude.
But I mean, even like I guess I can't speak to the Yankees Red Sox. I don't know a whole lot about it. But like, are they the same ways? Does it not feel like it's there anymore?
There's not. There's maybe like 3 things I would say. One, I think it's part of it is the day and age that we're in. A
Where
lot of these guys, I
everybody
think
look-
it's the social media age. It's a lot of these guys are buddy buddy, and
Mhm.
they talk to each other. Maybe they're friendly in the off season or whatever the fuck it is. So everyone's just more connected. So maybe that just becomes they're more buddy that way.
Yeah,
In this day and age of social media. So I don't know if that's something to do with it. Also, I think people move around a little bit more than they did back then. So maybe
that
your
is true. You're
teammates with
not
a
with
guy,
the same team
y
constantly.
there seems to be a little bit more like, yeah, guys bouncing around, but who knows? Um, what was the fucking other thing I was gonna say? Oh, at least with the Yankee Red Sox, Mets feels a little different. You would have loved to see them hate each other in that division series last year because they faced off at a big stage.
Yeah, and it
Yankees
was
Red Sox really haven't yet, or in a while, maybe since 2021
mhm.
they were both good. So in 2022, Red Sox were a last place team, then they were a last place team again. Last year they were a 500 team, and actually in 2023, the Yankees and Red Sox were the two worst teams in that division. It was like fourth and fifth. So like it's tough to have that rivalry when you're both not. I think you both have to be good at the same time, and you both need players that are not afraid to like speak their minds and chirp. Like that's why I had reason to believe that entering this year, the Yankee Red Sox rivalry would be back. I mean, look
Yeah,
at how the Jazz Chisholm will let you know what's on his mind. Maybe Stroman or some guys in that pen, or maybe who the fuck knows? There's some young guys that might not give a shit. Boston might have some guys too, and now they're both good, and they're both have guys that might piss you off. So there's that.
I
Um,
guess you do get to that because you think about it, like throwback to the day, the biggest rivalry in like sports arguably is Yankees Red Sox, and you had A Rod on the Yankees who
yeah,
was
you had
gonna
like
let you know
Manny,
who's
Big
and
Poppy over there,
they were gonna let you know, and
and they
then
were both really good.
yeah, exactly,
Like
and
both
then
teams, not only like the players, but the teams were. I'm saying.
but you fast forward, and I'm talking about like Phillies Mets, I guess. Like Bryce is really the only one on the Phillies who's gonna like get in your face, kind of thing.
Yeah,
JT, he's a calmer dude. Same with Schwarber, and our young guys too are the same way. So you don't really have a whole lot of guys who are gonna come out and because like even like when you go to the starters,
yeah.
Wheeler will hit you, but he ain't gonna bark at you. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. There
So
isn't a whole lot of fire on that. And that was the other thing I was gonna say was my third point about the Mets. I mean, the Phillies in particular. It's like you look at the day and age, and maybe the Phillies fans have always been like this, but you don't have time really to hate uh, Mets players per se because you're too busy hating Taiwan Walker and
oh,
fucking and Nola and Romano. Like your Philly fans are hating Nola right now. It's like fucking Lindor hit a homer,
yeah,
but
but I
fuck
mean
you
it
Nola.
also
You know what
like
I mean? They get pissed at their own guys more.
tonight I need the Phillies like to come out with fire. Like you have to be pissed that you just lost to your rivals like that last night. They shut you down. McGill came out and pitched a gem, and you have to come out and I need to see them want it. You know what I
And,
mean?
and the really good thing is, and I think we got a good little transition to some of these today's matchups
For Fat Tuesday.
for fat. Oh yeah, this is a little Fat Tuesday we got going on here. And I think that's a good transition because I do think if there's one thing that you can count on in Philly, it's Christopher Sanchez coming out and
Hmm.
picking up the boys a little bit, making. I mean, you got to worry about today first, but I think he can make things interesting and put his boys in a position to, maybe win the
I
series
mean,
tomorrow. But you got to win today first.
Canning hasn't been great for the Mets so far. He's over 3 ERA. I don't know how the guys shape up against him too much, but Philly's favorite in this game. Um, of course, I'm gonna take Philly. I think I think the Mets, in a sense, what they did yesterday was interesting because I haven't seen it. Like they put Schwarber behind Bryce in the lineup so people would have to pitch to Bryce. But
Mm.
almost yesterday they were saying we're not going to pitch. We're not going to. Bryce had 2 walks yesterday, and in his other 2 at bats, they weren't really throwing him anything that he could hit. So it's almost like they're saying we want Schwarber more than we want Bryce, which is kind of fair to the point right now. Because Schwarber hasn't looked that great in the past couple games.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, don't let Bryce beat you. And if there's no
Yeah,
one behind them, I mean, last time I checked, I thought Casty was having a good
he
playing
is. He's
season.
bad. I mean, Cassie's batting over 300 this year. But yet again, I mean, we've talked about this before with Cassie's approach to the plate. It's sometimes he gets up there and he goes, okay, I'm going to have a good AB. I'm going to look at some pitches. And at the other times, he's got it in his head. He's like, I'm swinging at anything.
Yeah,
Like that's just who he is. But once again, I mean, we talked about this before. Cassie's been one of the most consistent Phillies like for us, and it's
yeah,
hard
yeah.
it's hard to say because sometimes he looks horrible.
I'm not
But
mad at what
yeah,
Casty, but that the Phillies do have a deeper lineup than I think the numbers would suggest right now. I think if you
mhm.
did like a blank sheet of the Phillies line, it's like
And I mean,
especially
Kepler,
recently.
I would say Kepler and Bohm, like Bohm's starting to get his footing a little bit more, but Kepler has been hitting the ball hard, just right at people.
Yeah, and
For
it's
his
weird. Every time I see JT, he's having a good game, but his numbers aren't that
because
good.
I mean he has either pretty good games or like he's over. Like I'm pretty sure he went over last night. You know what I
Every
mean?
time I see him, he's like hitting.
It's
But then I looked at his numbers because he got dropped in a fantasy league, and
mhm.
I'm looking at his numbers. I'm like, oh shit! I thought he was actually playing good ball.
I mean, he still plays unbelievable defense.
Yeah,
Like
he brings a lot to the table.
he's still great behind the plate, but his bat has lost a step in a sense. But he'll put together a good game for you every now and again. So
So
when he's grooving, that lineup looks a whole lot better.
I love Christopher Sanchez tonight. I think he's that dude. Uh, he's gonna turn Lindor to a righty tonight, and then lefty on lefty Soto. And Sanchez is a fucking guy, man. I really he doesn't get talked about enough. I actually liked him. I have I have my own take. We'll get into it on a later date, but I like him more than like Crochet last year. And Crochet
Mhm.
got jerked off left and right. No one was
Exa
jerking off fucking Sanchez. I thought
exactly.
Sanchez had the better season.
They had I mean, his changeup looks really good this year. He put a couple miles per hour on his sinker as well, and coming from a big lefty, like that's big to put miles on to put kind of speed on your fastball. That's a big thing that not a lot of people were talking about with him. But
So you're taking the Phils?
yeah, I'm taking the Phils, especially with Soto looking how he is, and I think Pete probably has a big game tonight, righty lefty matchup. But I think the Phillies will bust it out tonight.
I think they do too. I like Christopher Sanchez. I like the Phils odds against Canning. And then you got to make it interesting and have a rubber match. I think it's a 3-game series. I
It
would
is 3 game,
imagine.
yeah, 3
So
game.
you have to make it a rubber match tomorrow, but you got to take it one game at a time. But it starts tonight, and
Mhm.
Sanchez I think can lead the boys
So get
to
into it
fucking do it.
next. We'll go to your team. Back at the Guardians tonight. Who's on the bump for you guys tonight?
It's a great question.
Will Warren.
Oh, that's right.
No.
I actually put it at the bottom. Not on this one, but on the previous little ticker at the bottom, I had
Oh, okay.
hashtag get it done Warren. They have
What
to get it done.
does he have? He has one. No, it looks like he's got 2 or 3 outings so far.
Something like that. I could see that. Maybe at least 3.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I like Will Warren, and I would take the Yankees to win, biases aside, but I can't see them lose. They generally play AL Central teams pretty well.
Mhm.
You know, they got done sweeping the Royals last year, but it just dates back to like forever. Like they beat them up in the playoffs generally. They historically just play Central. Like, the Central doesn't give the Yankees problems. The Yankees have a lot of fucking problems. The Central isn't one of them. So I don't think the Yankees lose this series. They
I
certainly
mean,
don't
you're
get
looking at
swept.
it. The ESPN app's got the money line basically even. So they're kind of saying it's going to be a toss up tonight. You got Tanner Bibby. Is that how you say it?
I
Bibby?
think it might be Bibby, but sometimes I say
I mean,
Bibi.
Baby with 2
Bibi.
E's though. 2 E's. Got the over under set at 8.5. I feel like that's probably a good bet, taking the over on that. 2 pitchers who got above 5 ERAs.
Mm.
That's probably a good bet. But I do like the Yankees. They have the run line at -1.5. Guardians +1.5. I do like the Yankees tonight.
Got to respect Will Warren, and he's got to get it done. What's his record? Does it say there?
I mean, it's 1-0, but he's got a +5 ERA.
Okay, and I think Bibby's or Bibby, whatever. I think he's a better pitcher than what his ERA suggests. But
I
the
mean,
Yankees better
he's
not
1 and
rip
2
him.
with 5.85 so
Yeah,
far.
I think he's a better pitcher than that, but he hasn't been showing it yet. The Yankees better fucking take advantage of that
Yeah.
and see if Will Warren can shut it down. And we said this before. That Cleveland lineup doesn't scare me. They have a decent little record, but they don't scare me. If you have to pitch around J Ram, then fucking so be it.
Yeah, just to get to that next guy. I mean, like, yeah, we talked about it earlier. They've got the rookie behind them, but they got Quan leading off, who's having a decent little year. But that lineup isn't anything to write home about, basically.
Yeah, I like Quan a lot, but yeah, who else? Who's that lineup's not deep to me.
Yeah.
It's not deep. What else do we
So
have? Yeah,
we
you're
got
on
Reds
Cincy,
Marlins.
Miami. You're on. Okay, yeah.
We'll go there. I think this one's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, maybe chalk it up to the Reds having, they had a huge day running off that high, and then they have to take the flight down to where are they playing yeah, they're in Miami.
They're in Miami, yeah.
Yeah. They had to take the flight down to Miami. You got Nick Martinez on the bump, actually, who's 0-3 with a 6 ERA this year.
So he's due.
Yeah, but then so you could say the same about Edward Cabrera too, 0-1, 6.52 ERA. Who I mean, Edward Cabrera at a time, like him coming up, people were very high on him.
I don't I don't even really remember him.
He was, I mean, he's a big righty, good sinker, but he's not panned out to be kind of anything at this point. They were
Kind of
saying
the
that like
Marlon way.
pretty sure with him coming up, they had it was Edward Cabrera and then Sixto. If you remember anything about
Oh, I
Sixto
remember
Sanchez.
Sixto, yeah.
Yeah,
Sixto Sanchez.
he was in that JT trade, and they were hoping that they were going to be a 1-2, but it hasn't really panned out to be anything. So
Um,
they
I
had,
I do like the Reds though. That's all I was gonna say.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing really to say about this one. It's actually an even money line, but with the run line is favored in the Reds, and I would probably go with the Reds. I mean, I don't even think I can name you a Marlin if I'm being completely honest.
They last time I checked, and even with the win yesterday, they might be over 500. Let me fucking see.
I think they're 10 and 12 right
Oh,
now.
they are 10 and 12. They are 10 and 12. Maybe
Yeah.
at a time they were like around 500, but I guess they've been dipping. But either way, Max Meyer pitched a gem yesterday. I don't know, without him, who knows what that game goes. But he pitched like I said, 6 scoreless with like 14 Ks. Like
Yeah.
Max Meyer, like shout out to you. Like you deserve to win if that's the fucking how you go. But Nick Martinez does have a favorable matchup here, even though he's 0-3. You kind of want to take anyone against Miami.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the safe bet. They're favored in the money line at -125. Miami being at +105. I think if you chalk it up, probably how has Ellie been doing this year?
Decent,
I,
decent. Like he'll strike out, he'll make his errors,
mm,
but he'll dazzle too, and he'll get talked about for dazzling.
true. I guess you're right.
He'll get glazed. He'll get glazed.
I can't. I feel like they were. I mean, because he's a polarizing player, big dude, shortstop, fast, dynamic. Like he has games where he's unbelievable, but like they're shoving him down our throats.
They
And
glazed the fuck out of him. Yeah,
yeah, I get it. I mean, I understand. I see the hype and everything, but holy shit, man.
let the kids play.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it. He's very subpar to me in a lot of areas, but I mean, he's got a rocket for an arm. I don't
Yeah,
know how good his glove is. I don't think it's anything to write home about.
I don't. I actually think it's like notoriously kind of like pretty bad.
Yeah.
At
So
least
I
it was
mean,
last year.
the MLB will market a guy like Ellie and then not talk about a guy like well, I mean, they talk about Shohei all the time and stuff like that. But I mean, like,
They'll jerk him up too.
yeah,
But yeah, there are guys that go under the radar. Like no one's talking about Max Meyer. No one's
yeah,
talking about Tyler Miley.
yeah. I mean, there's who's that
He's pitching. Oh, Texas pitcher,
really?
stud right now. Oh, he's making a. He if the season would end today, I made this point like a week ago. Like the season would end today, he'd probably be the AL Cy Young, and he's on no one's fantasy team. He never gets talked about. But
Yeah.
yeah, Ellie will get shoved down our throat.
I mean, they can't. The marketing of the MLB. We can get into that later, but wow, it's bad. It's just
It's
bad.
that's a later date, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is. But okay, Padres are in are in Detroit. Detroit won the first game of the series, but the Padres are studs.
They got a pitching duel today. Pavetta Flattery.
That's nice. Who do you favor in that duel alone? I kind of like
Just,
Pivetta.
just the two. Same lineup out of it.
Yeah, like who out duel? Like I
I'm
think
going
Pivetta's
Pavetta.
under. I think he's underrated. I think Pivetta can come out and have a
I
really
mean,
good.
I've drafted Pavetta the past 2 years. I've been big on Pavetta. I know big strikeout guy, but I mean even his ERA is under 2 this year. It's a
Yeah,
1.57 right now. He looks very good. I would say. I mean, I don't know if he's going to keep it up. I want to say he's young. I want to say late 20s, right?
he could be. He
But
could be.
anyway, I think Pavetta is damn. It's an even money line again tonight. I mean, like we said earlier, the Tigers have been sneaky this year. And I mean,
Tigers were like the first AL team to like double-digit wins, which was like pretty crazy to me.
crazy. I mean, Flattery's also a good pitcher. He's no one to, just shrug off. But I do favor Pavetta and the Padres tonight. The Tatis has been unconscious the
Yeah,
past like week or two.
he's
He's
been
been
good.
unbelievable. I haven't really heard much out of Manny though. I don't know a whole
I
lot.
think he's quietly been doing his thing. Like I have nothing bad to say about Manny.
Yeah. The
I think he's been fine. I think he's been good.
the line. I mean, their lineup is. It's. I mean, they've
Interesting.
had the emergence of Gavin Sheets this year, who's been like a he's been like a utility guy for them. I'm pretty sure like he'll play first DH a lot of the time too, but he's batting over 300 with a couple bombs already
They
this
need
year
it.
as well.
They need it.
And then you got Tatis. Hold on, let me try to find their
Um,
line.
they need that out of Gavin Sheets, not because like they have to like win games, but when Merrill gets hurt, Arias is a
Mhm.
little bit banged up right now. Like guys do have to step up. Sheets has been, and this making for a pretty deep lineup. You got guys like Connor Joe and
I
Tyler
mean, you
Wade.
forget about Bogarts is on that team too.
Bogarts is a good one,
Yeah.
but their pitching has been good. Pavetta's probably been the reason why their pitching looks a lot better than it is because we talked about it. It's Cease and King. We knew that. Who's going to be like, how do you deepen a staff? Well,
And
Pavetta's
that
been
one,
answering
two,
that
three is
question.
looking unbelievable. Like Seeds has looked decent this year, and I think you said King picked up right where he left off. Also,
And to the Tigers' credit, everyone knows Scooble. They bring back Flaherty. That made for a good one too. But they
Mhm.
got a good staff as well. I mean, you have Reese Olson and
Josh
Jackson
Goat.
Joe. Yeah. They've been playing good ball to kind of deepen that staff. So I like that. I like teams who have pitchers that have been rolling. That kind of is what prevails if you have good pitching.
Mhm. And I
But
mean, then you
I
get
do have San Diego tonight. San Diego. There's no way they lose two in a row at the rate they're going.
yeah. I don't. I'm with you on that one. I think that's kind of a. I think it's almost a no brainer in a sense. I know it's a pretty even money line, and the over under set at 7.5. Run line is favored in the Padres at -1.5, and I'm not willing to take the run line because once I said it's a pitcher stool, you never know what's going to happen. But if you're going to bet on them, I definitely go Padres money line in that aspect.
I agree. They don't lose two in a row. Make it interesting, San Diego. If the Tigers win tonight, they win the series, and that's crazy to think that the Padres would do that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's how the Tigers have been so far. It's just winning series. Like
Yeah,
they're not gonna come out with any crazy winning streak or anything like that, but they're gonna compete in every series, which is I mean, it's awesome to see a team like Detroit kind of come out and shock you. You know?
and you know what? I will say just one more thing on Detroit. To their point, I mean, to their credit, they have been incredibly disciplined at the plate. They've had
Mhm.
these professional at bats. They don't go down easy. They pass the baton, so maybe that prevails over Pavetta. But that's just the other side of things. I still like the Padres tonight. It's hard to say not. It's hard to not take the Padres right now.
And then moving on, we got an AL NL matchup in the Orioles Nationals. We
What's that?
got
The
it
Beltway. I think that's called the Beltway series.
Beltway. Oh yeah,
Is it? Did I say that right?
it
There's a
might
name.
be.
There's a name for the series. I forget. I think it's Beltway.
Let me look it up real quick if I can.
Is it the Beltway series? The Subway series, we all know.
Beltway. Yep.
Nice. So we got a
Battle,
Beltway series.
Battle of the Beltway. We have the
This,
Beltway series, but
this
I
is
mean,
what game one of the Beltway series.
it's gonna be a fucking stinker either way. Because Jesus, what the Orioles? Wow, man. I mean, you kind of called this.
I had them making the playoffs, though. I will say,
You did.
but
Oh, I
but I
thought
didn't
you.
like them this year.
I
I
didn't.
didn't
Yeah, I
like them
didn't
this
think you
year.
liked them a whole lot.
I had them finishing in third. I think a lot of people had them like 1-2 in that division. I thought they were. I thought Boston was way better. They just didn't look good to me when you lose Burns and Santander.
Yeah.
Like now you
I
don't have
mean,
who's
they
your
just
pitcher.
wanted to see how many white guys they could copy and paste and put at different positions
I
on the
think that's what
field.
it was. I think
Yeah.
that's what. Yeah, with all like mustaches and like long blonde
Yeah, you
hair.
put Gunnar, Jackson Holiday, Adley Rutschman, and their center
Col-
fielder. Who's their center fielder?
Colton Cowser's there.
You put them all in a lineup and say who.
Westberg. Like, come on.
Yeah, you put them all in a lineup. You say who robbed you at gunpoint. They're not going to be able to tell because they all look exactly the fucking
I
same.
think Mountcastle and O'Hearn resemble each other. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
they all are carbon copies of.
Which listen, I'm a Gunner fan. I think he rakes. He started off slow this year, and I'm also an Adley fan. I'm big on Adley, a switch hitting catcher who can play good defense, solid defense. But they just have not been able to put it together.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I'm not mad at those guys either. I would take Washington tonight. One, you have to. I mean, Baltimore looks horrendous, so I would ride that trend. And then I really like the way Mitchell Parker's been pitching this year. He's a
Yeah,
guy that
and
I've
then on
kind of picking
the
up in
opposite
fantasy.
side, it looks like Kremer's got a +6 ERA.
I bet you the whole fucking staff does. They're fucking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, their best guys on the IL. I don't know about Sugano, who's like the only Japanese guy that doesn't get talked about. And I mean, come on. Mitchell Parker's been really good. He's a guy that I've been streaming in fantasy here and there. He's had some favorable matchups. They're at home.
Mhm.
I like Washington, and I'm kind of rooting for Washington a little bit because they're not going to make the playoffs, but fucking they have some young guys.
Yeah, fuck them. James Wood has been unbelievable though this year so far.
Yeah, he's been good. Wood's
Yeah.
been cool. Dylan Cruz hasn't, but maybe he's picking it up. I don't
I
know.
mean, Dylan Cruz had it was a what was it, 2 home run day the other day?
He did, yeah, which was good to
Colorado?
see. Which was good
Yeah.
to see.
Maybe he turns it around. I like Dylan Cruz mainly because of I would watch a lot of the highlights of him and Skeens of in
Right.
few. So I am hopeful for Cruz, but also it's the Nationals and they're into my division and they can go fuck themselves.
So do you
So
have Baltimore then?
no, I'm gonna take the Nationals.
Yeah, 'cause Baltimore sucks cock.
Because
Okay.
Baltimore they just do not look good right now.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, you like to think maybe their last game they lost by like 20 something runs, so
Bounce
maybe they
back, maybe get a little
maybe
pissed
they
off.
yeah they get a little pissed off about, but I still don't buy it.
But
I
who's the
like I
vet
like
on
the way
that team?
Mitchell. The what?
Who's the vet on that team? That
Maybe
is like
Mullins, Tyler O'Neill. I don't know. They're a weird team. They're interesting. Maybe your buddy. They have a lot of Phillies in that bullpen. So,
Seti Mullins out in center. You know who's a big fan of Cedric Mullins? Mikey.
yeah, we gotta have him on.
Mikey
Speak highly
fucking
of
loves
Cedric.
Cedric Mullins.
And I don't hate Cedric. I actually thought he off to a good early part of the season, but yeah, he had like one good year, and I don't know how he's been historically, but I don't mind Cedric, but
Then we get
something's got to
into
give. Something's got to give.
we get into Red Sox Mariners. Looks like they're playing in Boston. Boston's favorite this game. Brian Bello on the bump.
Yes, his first start of the year. He's coming off
Bryce
the
Miller on
IL.
the opposite side.
That's Brian with a Y.
And Brian with a Y.
And then Bryce Miller, he's good, but what do his numbers look like?
He's 1-2 with a 3.43 this year. So, decent. But like we talked about the Mariners earlier, that they're not a complete team whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, your Cal Riley has been very good this year, I would say. I mean, not very good the whole year, but I mean, the past like 2 weeks, I would say he's really picked it up.
He's on a power surge, and I like. I mean,
Yeah.
you speak highly on Rutschman being a switch hitting catcher who can play
Mhm.
D. That's how I value Riley for the same reasons that he's got a
Is it
whole hell of
Riley
a
or
lot.
Riley?
Cal Riley. I
Whatever.
say both. I say both because they also have
Mhm.
Luke Raley. They have
But
Luke
then they
Raley
have,
and
I
Cal
mean, you
Riley.
have Julio Rodriguez, who's he's going to be an all-star most years, good young guy. But then you think about who's around him, and
Yeah,
you start to kind of question the team in a sense.
I agree.
And
The
it's
one
hard.
thing I will say is even despite having an interesting offense, not that deep of a lineup. This is Brian Bello's first year now, first start of the year. It is at home. It's at Fenway, so good for him. I like Bryce Miller. I think Bryce Miller can go down and mow down these Red Sox hitters. I think on the topic of closers, Mariners have an underrated guy in Munoz.
Mhm.
So I think if that's kind of what happens, and I don't know if their bullpen is horrible as a whole, get a good outing from Miller. He goes 6 innings. I think you have a guy for the 7th, 8th, 9th in Seattle. They could shut you down, and then you just need some top of the order guys to get to Brian Balo. Maybe they can hold on. I kind of would lean Seattle tonight.
I was actually just going to say the same. I am big on Boston this year as well, but Bello scares me with it being his first start. Like you said, you want to get to those top of the order guys. Dylan Moore's batting 316
Oh,
for them
he's
as
another
well,
guy. I forgot
and
about Moore.
he's been playing well. You get a Rose Arena in there who has plenty of experience playing in Fenway in his time in Tampa. He's used to it. Batting 4 for them. But Julio Rodriguez, man, 188 on the year so far.
Yeah, rough.
Slow start. And
He had a slow start last year too. Maybe
yeah,
even
it
2 years
seems to
ago.
be the trend. I mean, he had a great rookie year. Last year he was a little lackluster. I think people wanted more out of him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him because his rookie he was unbelievable. He was a phenom.
Yeah. Was this his 4th year now? Because I think
It's fourth or third. I mean, it might be his fourth.
I think it's his 4th because I feel like or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like he's historically a slow start guy. That's why I think 2 years.
It was his fourth year.
Okay.
Last year, let's see what last year. I mean, he picked it up. He 273, hit 20 bombs. I mean, the year before he had 32 bombs, 103 RBIs, batting 275. So the average just kind of stayed the same. It seems like the power's a little lacking.
Yeah, he seems like a historically, and even his sophomore year, like there wasn't like no sophomore slump with him. I don't think, but I do think there was a bit of a slow start. So
Well,
I guess he's just one of those fucking guys. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Dylan Moore's been picking up a lot of a lot of his weight, and the Rose Arena, like you said, he knows that stadium, which I think actually helps more on the defensive side. But with the nooks and crannies out there
I
at
mean, he'll
Fenway,
be playing out and left with the monsters. So
so he's played that
yeah,
ballpark. I like Miller tonight. Let's take Bryce. Let's take the fucking Seattle. Fuck Boston.
yeah, I'll go with Seattle as well too. Then I kind of agree with you. I was leaning Boston a little bit because it is hard to play in Fenway. It's always packed, always. You're
Yeah, you,
you're but I'll probably go with the pitcher tonight, and because I'm not high on Bello, especially on his first start.
yeah, and you know what? Just the last thing. The Red Sox got done playing the White Sox in a 4-game series. They also had to wake up very early yesterday. No, I don't know if that matters, but the 4-game series against the White Sox. Now you play like this pitching staff. Seattle staff might just like it's already good. It might look 12 times better because you just got done playing the fucking White Sox.
Exactly. And then you get I mean, we were talking about this earlier, just like a little spin-off with the Red Sox here. They have a problem that not a lot of people in the MLB are lucky enough to have with the Roman Anthony coming up.
Oh yeah, they got to find room for someone's going to be the odd man out. We don't know
Yeah,
who.
and I think when you talk about it, you're Duran, what is it, Rafaela? Is that how you say it?
So Rafael has been in center. Yeah,
Rafaela has been in center, and then Willier, who's been playing at an all-star level out and right. And
yeah,
so at the end of the day, you probably lose the glove because Duran can play a good center field. You can move Roman Anthony out to left. It just kind of sucks that you're losing a platinum level glove guy out in center field.
yeah. I think what they're going to have to do is seriously analyze come trade deadline. I mean, if Roman Anthony is set to make his debut in 2025, I don't know that's what I don't know. But I think the need for utility and versatility type of guys, I think is at an all-time high. Like every team seems to have, at least the good teams seem to have a dude that can do those things. So maybe there's going to be a need for that at the trade deadline for some like potential contending teams. And the Red Sox have a whole lot to give. So maybe they use that to maybe build a bullpen. They kind of need a closer. I don't know if I love the back end of that rotation. Maybe they have back end of their staff. They do have guys hurt.
Well, you
I don't know
also,
what they're
I mean,
looking at.
if you want Devers, if Devers truly wants to play the field, right? Do you think you maybe try to teach him first base?
Maybe, but then what do you do? Yeah, but I think Casas is such a true first baseman. Or in terms of move Casas like in a trade, you mean?
Yeah, like maybe try to get him out of there, keep it, and then you move Devers to first base, and then you rotate the outfield. Who's going to pinch hit, basically? I mean,
Yeah, or I mean, who's to say we can't even teach Roman Anthony to play first? Like, I don't know what his skill
yeah,
set
neither
is.
do I. I'm not too. I just know that he's mashing in AAA right now.
So maybe he is set to make it. I mean, it's so tough because as long as you hit, you find your way in a lineup. They have a lot of guys hitting. Someone's got to be. It's like the scene from fucking Miracle, where they played their asses off and he has to cut somebody. And,
Yeah,
and it's like I hate to do this. Like he did
yeah.
everything right, but whatever. But yeah, I mean that sucks. But I think maybe they're in a position to do a lot of trades. There's a lot of maybe sexy, appealing young guys that have a lot of skill sets that these contending teams could use. Like I don't even off the top of my head, I don't even know. But maybe the Braves want a shortstop. You know what I mean? Like who knows?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you might be right. I mean, that brings us into the next game, Cardinals Braves. They're in Atlanta.
We both took the Phils, right? Yeah, we took the Phils. We took the Phils.
What's up?
We took the Phils, right?
Yeah.
That was the one thing I put down here. Look at the bottom. Cool. It's Christopher Sanchez Day, and then look at the first one.
Fuck the Mets. Yep. Yep.
No, that's enough said on that game. I guess we already talked about it.
Shit.
I want. Oh, the Braves pitching is TBD. Do you have that, or did they not?
I know it says for me. It says undecided.
Okay. I'm
I'm
gonna take it later.
Oh, was it supposed to be Strider's day?
Oh, probably was.
It might have been. Swallenbach pitched yesterday, so it could have been. It was probably Strider day today.
I don't even know who else they have besides Sale.
Sale, Swallenbach, Strider. Freed's not there anymore.
No Freed. Lopez is hurt. Who the fuck else do they have? It might be a bullpen game then. Usually these things turn into bullpen games.
Swallenbach said Holmes and Elder.
Grant Holmes. That's right.
Bryce Elder.
So who knows what this turns into? I still, this is tough for me.
I would say I think the Braves are going to bust some out. Probably going a little streak here, and I'm thinking they definitely take tonight. I don't give a shit who pitches. I think they're gonna.
That was my initial thought also. Like, I don't care who pitches, give me Atlanta. The Braves are on a little bit of a winning streak right now. I thought I saw, but that I don't know how long that is. However, the Cardinals are definitely on a monster losing streak. Are the
Yeah,
Cardinals like 9-14? They were 9 and
yeah,
9 at one point. Like
yeah.
they were
They're not looking great. But I mean, I didn't expect much out of the Cardinals this year at all. If I'm
Neither
being
did
honest.
I. Neither did I. I had them at the bottom of that division, and it's not a good division. But
I mean, they're
they were
big.
9 and 9 at a certain point, so that's at least a 5-game losing streak. Do they snap it tonight against a fucking bullpen game or whatever the fuck we're about to see in Atlanta? Like,
I
do
don't
they?
think so because when you go to look at it, like their big guy that they were like, okay, this guy's going to come in, he's going to really change the culture around here was Jordan Walker. What the
Yeah,
fuck has Jordan Walker done since coming up to the Cardinals?
he might have been off to a decent start. I don't know if he's still holding on. There were
Mhm.
some guys in St. Louis that were playing all right. Like I thought Burleson was playing. Like these are all guys that are like random as fuck. But like
Well, then like
Burleson and
they had that catcher,
Vic.
Herrera,
Oh yeah, he was playing
but
good, and
he's
he got
injured.
hurt. Victor Scott and shit like that. Like there's some guys that kind of have come out.
I mean,
Like
Billy Donovan's batting 356 for him this year.
Donovan's a stud. I
Yeah,
love him. Yeah, I want to make a trade for him in fantasy. I love Brendan Donovan. Mason Wynn's banged up though, so I don't know who plays short. So they have like these like weird low key guys that are whatever. I don't know
they're
what
just not there
Barzal.
yet. And I mean, you have
Barzal.
Arenado at third, who listen, I love a guy who can play as good defense as Arenado can.
He's my favorite player in the league, man. But I don't know if even if he was to his MVP caliber self, uh,
If it's almost enough.
what one guy I don't think would even
Mhm.
be able to
Baseball's such
propel.
a damn team game. You need it, you know?
And I don't know if I like Palante, but again, there are some scrappers in St. Louis. I wouldn't write them off so bad. This is the hardest one this is the hardest one so far.
I just think
For me.
I only think it's hard because we don't know who's pitching for the Braves. That's the only thing I think is hard.
But that makes it you want to favor the Cardinals then because it's like who the hell pitches today?
Yeah,
Like,
I just think a hot team in the Braves, not hot, you know what I mean? But they're starting to turn it around. And
yeah,
the stinkers that the Cardinals have been putting up
yeah.
lately.
Cardinals ride the losing streak. Braves ride the win streak. One
Yeah,
more day. Okay,
I'm just gonna go with that. But then
I'm with
I mean, if we're gonna move on, we're going into the next couple games on here. We got the White Sox Twins.
Wow, that's the shitty one. There's another game at that same time that might be the best game of the day, maybe the best series of the week. This is clearly the worst series of the week.
Yeah, I
I
don't
hate
even
the Twins.
we don't need to talk about this at all, if I'm being
But
completely honest. I mean,
let's take
I'm gonna take the Twins because I
we're
don't
gonna
like
take the Twins, and I hate the Twins.
yeah. I
But
mean,
another thing I put down here. So we do have Imanaga there. That might be the next one. But how about
take
take
the
the over?
That's a
That's
good one.
that's
The o
barely over. That's
it's
barely over tonight.
it is, but I mean, he's got a 6 ERA. The over set at 8.5, and that's the only thing I would take on that game is the over at 8.5.
Bailey over in the over.
Yeah.
I'm taking the over. I don't know if I'm taking the over, but I'm taking the over, the Bailey over. Because he has to. I mean, he has been bad this year. You said right, 6 ERA.
Yeah.
So good way to get back on track against this team. Get your swagger back. Ober's not a bad guy. He's not horrible, but
Just dropped 3 out of 4 to the Red Sox. I mean,
yeah, they're gonna continue to suck. And I
next
hate the Twins. I hate the Twins, but they're gonna win.
I mean, the Twins are a dumpster fire every single year, and everybody's always like, "And the
I
Twins
know.
sneaky."
Why did everyone
No,
like
they're not
them?
fucking sneaky. Royce Lewis, good ball player, hurt all the time. Byron Buxton, old, hurt, dog shit all the time, every year. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
they
couldn't
have
agree.
the
Couldn't agree
pitcher
more.
Pablo. What is it, Lopez?
I don't love him.
Yeah, I mean, and he's an ace, dude. I mean, I don't want to talk about him anymore.
He's an ace the same way Aaron Nola's an ace. All right, we'll not stop. We'll stop shitting on Nola, but they are similar. They're innings eater, strikeout
I
guys,
mean,
but ERAs of 4. I don't like if your ace has an ERA of 4. I'm sorry.
no. And
Anyway,
then,
let's go to the
Royals,
best.
Rockies next.
Oh, you're at Royals Rockies. Okay, mine's a little
Yeah.
in a different order, but
Well,
yeah,
we'll get to the Cubs Dodgers next because we'll have a little bit more to say about that.
yeah, I think that's the best game of the week or the
Yeah.
best series. Royals Rock. I mean the Royals. I mean, sorry, the Rockies stink and the Royals are home. I have the Royals winning this division actually. So
Yeah, they come off to a slow start. Bobby Witt hasn't had much of power, but the average is still there once again. And also, I guess I'm looking at it now. Good old Vinny, who he was a power threat for a while. He's only got 2 home runs this year.
Yeah.
but has batted in 14. So he's leading their team in that aspect.
In what?
Uh, he's in RBIs
Oh, good, good.
with
He should.
14.
He
So
should. He should. He's a big ribby guy.
yeah,
I don't
Hmm.
know. Salvi's kind of been quiet, but a lot of them have
Colorado.
been quiet.
Guess who's the leader for Colorado in home runs?
Trying to think of their fucking team.
I know.
Oh,
Former Phil.
is it Jay Cave?
No, it's Mickey Moniak. Jake Cave
Oh,
plays in
yeah.
fucking Japan now.
Okay,
Just
okay.
had his first
My
home run the other day for the Doosan Bears.
When you first said that, I was thinking, no way, it's Jake Cave. I haven't heard his name all year, but I was like,
Listen, I love Jake Cave. I'm a big Jake Cave guy. But the Royals are favored minus 215 tonight, minus 1.5 in the run line. I think it's a safe bet to even take that run line. Rockies are a dumpster fire. Royals are at home.
and I
Look for
thought that
Bobby Witt to have.
Bubic dude was coming off a decent outing. Maybe I'm wrong.
He might have been, but I mean,
Or maybe he got shelled in the Bronx. Maybe that's what it was. But
he's still. But I mean, let's get on to the game we actually want to talk about, which you were saying, which definitely is the best series right now in Dodgers Cubs.
my thing won't even load. Bubik's been good. Anyway, Dodgers at Cubs. Yeah, who do you like? It's Dustin May and Imanaga. Couple of notables.
I mean, you think about it. You want to say the Dodgers because of who they are, but Ibanaga's look good this year. 2.1, 2.22 ERA, and the Cubs are at home. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to bet against them when you're coming into their house with even your aces going. I wonder. And Dustin May. I mean, damn, he's looked good this year.
He's been really good after his near-death experience. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, which is nuts.
He was like eating lettuce. Did you hear about that? We shouldn't laugh at it because I think he had to like get his esophagus cut open. But
Shut the fuck up. Seriously?
oh yeah, you didn't hear about that, dude?
I knew it was a life-death experience, but it was from eating lettuce?
So he was on the shelf with Tommy John, and while he's on with Tommy John, he was like eating a salad and got a piece of like lettuce lodged in like his throat and like started choking on it. And he had to get like his esophagus, like he like ruptured his esophagus or something. I don't know the correct medical term, but yeah.
But
So now
anyway,
he's
get to a more positive note. Jesus. But I still think he's going to lose this game tonight. I'm going Cubs.
Yeah. Hey, he guy's a fighter, man. So, well, I like Dustin May a lot. He hasn't pitched since like 2023, and now he's back this year, and he seems good and healthy, like himself again. I've always liked Dustin May, and I like Imanaga too. So it's tough. Cubs are home, and what you have the Cubbies winning?
Yeah, are the Dodgers going with the 6-man rotation right now?
Probably, maybe. I have no idea.
I think they
have a lot of guys banged up. Bobby Miller just came back though.
I think they might be, which I'm not a fan of that. If I'm being completely honest, I don't like. You get a lot of these veterans who are used. You know what? I think Glasnow just got hurt too. Actually,
he might have.
I think he left the game the other day with I forget what it was, but I know he left early the other day. They have. Oh, right now, I mean, I guess right now it only states that their starting pitchers are Yamamoto, Sasaki, Glasnow, and May.
Glasnow and May.
You said Bobby Miller just came back, right?
Bobby Miller just came back. Who the fuck else knows? I mean, I could name some pitchers, but I don't know if they're bang. I don't know what Tony Gonsolin's status is.
And I'm wondering what they're going to start to do with Shohei pitching wise, if they are going to bring him out and have him throwing sometime in the summer.
Who knows? Yeah, who knows? But he is a guy that does need a 6-man rotation because he plays the field every day.
Exactly.
So they need
a
cater.
More like you know. I don't know. I'm not a 6-man rotation guy, especially with veterans. They're so used to, every 5 games you're going.
Yeah, and especially when you have a bunch of Bulldogs in your staff, like you really you want to have. Exactly. They want to pitch every 5th day. They don't want to pitch every 6th.
They want
to pitch that.
You want guys that want the ball, and in reality, I think the Dodgers also have that as well. But enough about the fucking Dodgers. God damn it, dude.
Yeah, I have no idea. Who did
they
you
just
say?
got Freeman back too? I don't know how he's been to start since he's come back.
Oh, he's pretty good. It's always tough to count out Freddie.
Yeah.
Did you have the Cubs? You had the Cubs today?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Cubs.
I'll just take the Dodgers then and be different.
Yeah. It'll be a
That's
split. That
fun.
will be an interesting game to kind of follow up on. I'll be excited to see the kind of the outcome of that one. Oh, it's only a 2-game series.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's only a 2-game series.
You know
Maybe
what?
it's because they played in Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably to make up for the Tokyo series.
Well, that's actually that's nuts. If I'm being honest, that's kind of crazy. I never would have thought that. All right, who we got next?
Well, what the Dodgers swept the Tokyo series? Uh-oh, maybe the Cubbies come out.
Maybe I
Maybe the
could
Cubbies
be.
come out.
I mean, they're both. I mean, the Cubs are 14-10. Dodgers obviously 16-7. Pretty unbelievable, but you know,
I have both of those as division winners, and they're both been playing fine baseball. Cubs actually playing really good ball. Are you on Toronto, Houston?
yeah, we can do Toronto, Houston. I think that's also another easy one again.
Ooh, is it?
Oh, maybe not. This
Well,
pitching.
who are you gonna say? I was
Shit,
gonna say
I was gonna say the Stros, but
I was
Chris
gonna say
Bassett.
Toronto. I
Yeah,
was
I
gonna
know.
say
I
Toronto.
I just saw who's pitching for all of them, and wow, Bassett has looked unbelievable this year.
And I don't like Toronto, but they got shut out yesterday, 7-0. Bassett comes out, pitches well. I don't Blanco, you think he would be better. I thought he had a decent season last year, but he's looked like shit. Bassett's the dude right now. So good for you. He had a bad year last year too, and he fucking now he's coming out and kicking ass. So good for you, Chris Bassett. Got shut out yesterday. Now you lead your team.
I'm going Toronto.
Yeah,
Wow,
me too. Me too.
I can't believe that just came out of my mouth against
I'm
the
going Toronto, and I hate Toronto. I hate them.
and so money line wise,
I love them.
ESPN app even has it as an even split.
Yeah.
The run line favoring Toronto. That just got to be because of the pitching. I mean, I guess they got Ronald Blanco going for the Astros, and he's 1-2 with a +6 ERA right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna ride that pitching wave. They got shut out yesterday too, and now
Yeah,
Bassett comes out and
I'm
picks them
in
up.
on that as well. Oh man, dude, I'm looking at the rest of this slate. There's some stinkers coming up.
Yeah, well, who do you have next?
Pirates, Angels.
That's what I was looking at. I have Angels.
Yeah, I mean, we don't really need to talk a whole lot about that unless Skeens is pitching. It's kind of
Yeah, who cares? I will shout out that pitcher though for LA. I did stream him, I think, in maybe 1 or 2 fantasy leagues. He's having a decent little season, so I think he's touchdown Pittsburgh. Yeah, he's been pitching pretty decent, little low key guy. And the
man.
Angels
Mike Trout might be changing his tune this year. He's got a 1.884 average, but 8 home runs on the year already.
Let's go, Mike. Well, he'll get that up. I'll get that up.
Oh no, he will.
Healthy Mike. Healthy Mike.
Getting a little bit on the power. Fucking the Pirates in their O'Neill Cruz experiment, putting them out in center. Jeez, man. I feel bad for Pirates fans. Like I said, we have a friend. I do, dude. They will never be anything because unless they sell the team. Unless they
will never be anything. The Angels are a bad organization too. They're probably worse.
Yeah, but the Yankees have guys. The Yankees will pay.
No, the Angels. I mean,
I think so. The Yankees.
No, the Yankees are fine, but the Angels are probably worst organization.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've already mourned for Mike Trout since I was a kid. I've wanted to see that guy in a postseason so badly, but then you go get what? Anthony Rendon, who is the most miserable fucking human on the face of the planet.
Yeah, they're the kings of getting guys out of their prime, but at least maybe they get guys. I don't know if the Pirates really do.
No. All right, let's move on. Diamondbacks, Rays. D-backs favored 13-9 right now. They're in Arizona as well. Oh, yeah, Brandon Pfaff on the bump for Fat Tuesday.
Oh, Brandon Pfaff Tuesday, nice.
Yeah, Brandon Pfaff Tuesday.
I don't know what he looks like, but I know he was looked at to be his fantasy projections, I'll say, were looked at pretty well. He's looked at to be an innings eater.
Only thing I really know about him is he threw against the Phils in the postseason 2 years ago.
Yeah, he beat him.
He looked damn good against us. That's the only thing.
He was like a kid. He was like a kid in that postseason. So he's still young.
A rookie.
He's still young. But I think he's projected to be like an innings eater type of guy. I like him, and I don't hate Arizona. I haven't making the playoffs. I don't hate Arizona's pitching staff, but they haven't been pitching all that great. Burns hasn't been great. Down hasn't been great. Pfaff needs to. I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even think his name is Pfaff. I don't even know how to say it. It's like Falk. It's like Falk. Yeah. Well, anyway, he's got to pick up his boys, and he's got a good team to do it against. Tampa Bay's scrappy. They're scrappy, but they could do it. D-backs can get it done.
And then you have Corbin Carroll, who's started off horribly last year, had a little bit, but dude, 323 is 7 bombs already this year.
Yeah,
Pretty
good for
almost.
you, Corbin.
Yeah.
Start off on the right page.
I'm a fan of Corbin. He's a guy who plays very hard, very consistently, keeps to himself. Good lefty swing, speedster too.
Naylor's been proven to be a good acquisition thus far.
Mhm.
Pavin Smith.
Paven, I saw somebody talking about Paven Smith the other day, and that's a guy that's going to get looked over a lot, but he's been playing well.
He's been hitting 3 in that lineup. But it's good when Suarez isn't doing anything and Gurriel isn't doing
Mhm.
anything. You look at them to be big contributors. Marte's hurt, and someone has to step it up. Pavin has, Naylor has, maybe Alec
They're
Thomas.
like the top 3 there, yeah. And then like Arizona's going to be a scary team. It stinks the division that they're in because they could be, they could miss the playoffs with and still have a good record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what I had the Padres doing. But right
Yeah.
now, the roles have been reversed.
The NL is just it is compared to the AL. The NL is head and shoulders above.
Yeah,
the AL.
NL's better. But I think once the Diamondbacks get going, like the pitching is what's going to prevail. Their pitching has to bear down. We got to see better starts out of Gallen and Burns.
Mhm.
But I think that's going to happen with time, and maybe they start to find it in the fucking desert pretty soon. I don't know. But it starts with tonight, and Brendan Pafat. Get the boys on
At Tuesday, Brendan Pafat on the bump.
Yeah, we like that.
All right, who do you got next? Brewers Giants.
Brewers Giants, and you know what's crazy? Quintana is on the bump. He's been only 2 outings, really fucking good.
Yeah, Hicks hasn't looked all that good either. They actually have San Francisco favored. Maybe it's because they're home
and they're just dirt nasty.
Yeah, I mean that lineup. Who's their center fielder that you like?
Oh, the grandson of the wind.
Grandson of the wind.
Jung-Hoo Lee.
That's a sick name.
The grandson of the wind. I think he had like a triple yesterday. This is like the Willie Adames series. Giants won yesterday. What we said?
Yeah, Giants won. I think it was like 5-3 or something, or 6-4, maybe something around there.
That makes sense. Let's take. I'm gonna go Brewers. Oh, I might have ate my words. I'll still go Brewers. Fuck it.
I see. I tend to most of the time lean to pitching. Like when all else fails, when you don't know what to go with the starter who's gonna throw, who's gonna get out there and chuck, if you will. And I'm gonna go with Quintana.
Yeah, that's what appeals me. I don't know if Quintana prevails. What were his 2? Do you have his 2 outings?
I can pull them up. I mean, probably not great. He's only pitched 6 in both of them, which I mean, early in the year.
That's good. I respect that. At Arizona and then against Detroit. So he's had tough matchups. Fuck it. I'll ride the Quintana train until he proves that he can't do it no more. But we've seen Hicks start off the season on a good note.
You know what kind of scares me a little bit about him, though? It looks like he's not a big strikeout guy. Pitch to contact.
Hey, but you know what? But I'll still roll with him because that's a big ballpark. That's a pitcher-friendly ballpark.
Ballpark, but it is also against a team that can hit. Like they've been hitting the shit out of the ball this year.
That is true. And I was actually was thinking about that offense in Milwaukee. They're a stolen base scrappy team, but don't really fuck with Patrick Bailey behind the dish. So that's why I almost retreated on my take. But I'll stick with Quintana. It's out there. I'll stick with them. I'll roll with them.
Yeah.
And the Brewers, that is.
You know what? Since you're going Brewers, I think I'm going to go with the Giants tonight, actually.
I'm going to say that I don't think the Brewers I think the Brewers are good enough to not get swept. But so I think they're going to win one of these games. And I think if they're going to win one game in the series, tonight would be the one to do it.
I could see, so Quintana being a lefty up there, Adames being a righty. Adames wants to prove something to these guys. They didn't want him back all that much, Maybe Adames goes yard tonight, prove something. I don't think he hasn't had a great start either, has he?
He hasn't. I think his only homer came at the bank when they played. And that might have been when Walker pitched.
But it was also kind of shocking. They have in that series, they were working some counts there. They were
the Giants were?
Yeah, pretty disciplined team in a sense. And your boy, what is it? What is it?
Jung-Hoo Lee, the grandson of the Lee.
I mean, he's batting over 300 right now.
Oh, he's a stud. Yeah, he's a stud. And the crowd loves him too. So
Is that another
yeah,
lefty?
Jung Ho.
Yeah.
Jung Ho's a lefty. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
All right, so he'll be facing that lefty tonight. But still, it's out there. Are you going? You said Giants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Giants.
Okay, I'll go Brewers, but I think the Giants win the series.
Yeah.
Brewers and Quintana continues to go. And then the last game, the late slate, West game, Texas and the A's. The A's don't even have a location on mine.
They
It's
don't.
just
I mean,
it's
what they're playing at a minor A field.
a minor A
I'm
field.
not kidding. They're playing at a.
I know they are.
Minor
I
A.
know they
I
are.
said minor A. They're
I know.
playing at
That's
a fucking
that's right.
a triple A field.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
might as well be the minor A field,
It
dude.
might as well be minor A.
Pathetic, dude.
Hey, but minor A and majors was the same dimensions, right?
They have a. I think was it last night or tonight? The A's are bringing up a rookie.
Oh, yeah. I'm not gonna say his name though.
Yeah, I can't. It's.
Do you know it? I know it. I'm
We
not
can't,
gonna
yeah,
say it.
no, I think we both know it, but
It's
we
it's
can't
too
be getting
close.
canceled out there. We'll just say it's Nick H is getting called up tonight,
Yeah. Well,
and
I'll say the last name. You say the first name.
no, I'm not even gonna get that close with it. But big power guy. Apparently, I know he's a big lefty. He's getting the call up tonight. I'm pretty sure.
What position is he?
I think he's a first baseman. He'll probably DH though. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. Uh,
Okay.
but
That'll be interesting.
I mean, I'm still going Rangers. They have the A's favorite tonight.
That's interesting. Maybe because Beto's been pitching good and they are at home.
Corbin 1-0 with a 3.86. That's not horrible, but I mean, I'm still going with the Rangers tonight.
Yeah, Beto's been a low key dude, and they are home. But yeah, give me Texas also. Texas has been interesting, but I have Texas winning the division. I don't know what they look like right now, but I like Texas all in all in theory. The A's have been a little bit more fun to watch than people thought.
Yeah, 10-12 on the year, and I mean, like they're young team, scrappy. For he's a jolly good rooker out there doing his thing. Soderstrom had a a good probably like 2 weeks there for a while.
I think he's still hot.
Yeah, and then I'm a huge fan of Jacob Wilson. You're
Jacob
telling me
Wilson.
this guy hasn't walked yet this year, and is batting he's batting 354.
With only 3 Ks.
Plays a good shortstop, and just wants to talk about a guy that wants to hit.
Yeah, and they've been playing decent ball, and without really even Lawrence Butler. I don't know how good these outings have been from like the Severinos and the Jeffrey Springs of the world. It's like the one time they start to spend money on these pitchers. But Beto's maybe been the best out of all of them thus far, and he pitches tonight. So that could be a good matchup, especially with Texas. I don't think they're hitting up to their standard right now, but
not so much. It looks like
in theory, it's Texas, right?
Yeah, I mean you got Corey Seager who's leading the team with a 2.88 average. I mean, and then I mean the home runs have been down for him a little bit. Corey's sitting at 4, and I guess he's tied with Adolis as well at 4. But I mean it's early. I'm a fan of Corey Seager. I like Corey Seager.
Yeah, Semien might be the coldest motherfucker on that team.
Yeah, but I mean I'd never been high on Semien. Like ever.
I'm like I am, but I'm not. But you would expect him to be a good leadoff guy at least and be a contributor on that team.
But I've never seen the appeal so much with him. I feel like he's hurt a lot.
He's had a few top 3 MVP finishes though, like when he was healthy, but still like
wasn't that with the Twins?
No, not the Twins. He did one with Toronto, one with Oakland. Actually,
that's cool. He wasn't.
This is the Semien series. The Marcus Semien.
He had. I mean, that was back then though. He's old now. I feel like he gets hurt a lot. He's batting 141 on the year.
Yeah, you expect him to be a better contributor at the very least. But yeah, but then you got guys. Well, actually, maybe the worst start of all time might be Jock Peterson. He might be.
Oh, didn't he get released or some shit?
Did he get released? I didn't hear that. I thought he was like off to like the worst start like historically by one player ever.
I think that's what it was. That it was.
If he keeps doing it, he's gonna get fucking released. Yeah, he's been bad.
I need to look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick because that is.
See if he did get released.
0.55 average.
That's bad. And yeah, I liked him to deepen this lineup. He's 3 for 55 in the season. I liked him to deepen this lineup. I thought it was a fine move. I thought because this is a team that didn't make the playoffs last year after winning the World Series. And I like Jake Berger to deepen the lineup, but none of those guys have really been producing, not yet, of course. And then you throw, Semien not really producing to the level that he should be at when healthy. Seager really had so we'll see. They have guys, Langford, Josh Jung, the list goes on. Heim's been all right. So the
I mean,
list goes on.
I am a Langford fan too. I do like Langford. I am high on them as well. I'm a big fan of the Rangers. Like I said, I like Seager a lot. I think they definitely take it tonight, and
Me too.
they're going to turn it around.
I'm not a huge Patrick Corbin fan. All in all, I guess he doesn't look awful right now, but I would take Corbin to shut down the A's.
I mean, they're talking
and then have the offense to prevail.
We're talking like they're horrible. They're still 13-9. Probably one of the better records in baseball still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially on the AL side. Do they lead that division?
Yeah, most likely. I think the Astros are even right now, so okay. I would say there was probably 1-2 there.
Actually, yeah, Seattle's the next best thing.
Really? What do they have?
12-10, so 13-9.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, so I mean that's probably even more so good for Texas, just to have a more optimistic approach. Like they haven't really played to their caliber, and they're still winning games. They're still winning that division. So just wait till they do wake up. But I think they get it done tonight. They get it done tonight in West Sacramento.
That's where it is, West Sacramento.
Yeah, they're fucking AAA field.
Sad, man. Sad.
That is a hell of a fat Tuesday, though.
Jeez, yeah. How many games is that on today?
That's like all of them.
I think everybody's playing. So what, 16 games today?
15. Oh, fuck, dude. You know what happened to me? What? I got sick, I think, because I think I have this issue where if I eat, like, pork, like, the next day and it's cold, if I eat cold pork the next day, I swear I get, like,
Why are you eating cold pork?
Well, there was ham from, like, Easter.
Oh.
And I just ate it cold.
That's fair. No, that's actually fair.
But I've done it before.
But now you're sick.
Now, like it's like I've caught on now. It's like I forgot because I don't do that all the time. So
are you sure it's just not allergies, dude?
It might be mixed with allergies, but cold next day cold pork makes my throat fucked up. I feel like Dustin May right now, dude.
Oh.
No, I don't have no esophagus surgery.
You think I need to come over there with a knife or
just get a little like a. You got to be like make an incision or something. I don't know, dude, but fucking next day pork, dude, when it's cold. And if I heat it up, maybe it's not as bad. Anyhow, do we have a parlay to make from that?
Yeah, I honestly looking at the lines with everything today, I'm not. I wasn't in some of those games there. The only ones I was confident in, the lines were horrible. You know what I mean? So it is going to be hard. This is not gambling advice. Matter of fact, yeah, maybe I did hit a 15-leg parlay earlier this year and win $3,000. Maybe I did that, supposedly, allegedly. But tonight, if we're going, I like the. The Padres on FanDuel are plus 102, and I was a fan. I'm a fan of the Padres against the Tigers, and the Tigers have been high. I know they're going against Flattery, but I'm definitely going to go with the Padres. We said Mariners over the Red Sox today, correct?
Mariners over the were we split up? Oh no, we did. I definitely said Seattle. I think we both did.
Dude, looking at this, we took a lot of underdogs today, man. I guess the ESPN app has different money lines than FanDuel itself, because that's what I'm on right now. So say we were to go Padres, we like the Mariners as well, right? So Mariners are plus 106. And then if we're going, we both picked the Cup. Did you go? You went Dodgers. I went Cubbies.
Yeah, we split on that one. That one's hard, dude. That's just going to be a good game.
Yeah. But then we go, I say here, we'll go Diamondbacks, Mariners, Padres. It's plus 579, throw tenner on it, 50 to win 57.95. And I like those three picks.
I have a little I just constructed a same game parlay for that Yankees game.
What do you like?
Well, number one, anytime you take anytime you're looking at the Yankees, you're gonna want to take that opposing pitcher to like strike fucking guys out. I took Bibby on an alternative line, 5+ strikeouts. Steven Kwan to get a hit, Goldschmidt to get a hit, and Goldschmidt to get a ribby.
Mm-hmm.
It's plus 415.
I like that.
Not awful. And you always want to take Bibby or any pitcher against the Yankees to strike guys out. So I'm thinking like 5Ks is definitely safe and fair.
I think
Kwan to get a hit is safe. It's pretty safe, I think. Kwan to get a hit. I'd say put both of them in, and then this is like the safe fucking one.
I think also if I'm going from a two-bag perspective, if we're going with another one like that, I think Cal Riley's really safe against Bello in his first start today.
To go yard or to get like a ribby or some shit?
I would say no, to put two bags together. So either 2 hits or hit a double or something more than that.
Yeah,
I like
two
that.
Total bases for Riley.
I like Riley against the Cardinals as well. And then so say I'm going to pick 4. Definitely looking for Bobby Witt to have a big day against the Rockies. And then if I'm throwing a 4th in there, I really like what's his name? Sorry, I got to find him real quick. I like Trey in New York because Trey's been having a little. The past 2 games he's been down, hasn't looked great, but he normally, ever since he came to Philly, except for when he first started out, he will not string more than like 2 bad games in a row together. So I look for him to have a big day today as well.
I'm not mad at Trey. Ice Trey, baby.
And if I'm saying anything, maybe Pete too on the Mets side to maybe go yard against Sanchez, righty lefty matchup. I know we're big on Sanchez, but Pete's been hot this year, and I could see it.
Just as long as no one else is on base, dude, I'll take his solo shots. That's fine.
Exactly.
Is that who your pick to hit a home run?
Yeah, probably Pete today.
We should keep track of this shit too. I want to see if we take a pick to hit a homer.
Yeah,
just tallied them.
I like Pete. I'm gonna go with Pete today.
Who though should I take? I liked your take on Cal Riley with Bello back.
I think Cal Riley's a safe bet today. Short porch out and right. He's going to be hitting from the left side.
Yeah, I'm going to take an obscure one though. Give me, what's his name? Is it Mike or Matt? Give me Matt Mervis.
Who the fuck is that?
He's a guy for the Marlins.
Matt Mervis.
Give me Matt Mervis to hit a homer today. Matt.
What are the? Hold on. I need to look at the odds of Matt Mervis. You know what I didn't think of? Miami. It's Dinger Tuesday on FanDuel.
It's what?
Dinger Tuesday on FanDuel. It's 50% profit boost.
Oh, I'm taking Mervis, dude. Hit a homer. Birds are chirping. Oh, he's not even fucking on this.
Maybe he's not playing today.
Oh, no, there he is. He's plus 520 to hit a homer.
Yeah, you throw 10 on that with the profit boost. That's a good little cash out right there, man. Kind
of want Xavier Edwards to do something. I'm a big Xavier Edwards fan, but not a power guy. Oh, shit. Do you have any sneaky waiver dudes, or did we cover those guys in our
I think one guy I was talking about earlier, I mean both guys I was talking about earlier, they're not as much sneaky anymore as they were in the beginning of the year, but I talked about Gavin Sheets. He's been over 300. I think he's got, I want to say like 4 or 5 bombs on the year so far. He's another guy they're gonna move around that lineup. And he's not gonna play every day. He's more of I'm pretty sure he is a. Hold on, give me 1 second here. He's a young guy. Bats left, so he normally only plays when righties are playing. But like I said, he's batting over 300 with how many bombs?
I'm looking at 3. He hit one yesterday.
3 home runs, 12 RBIs. So I mean, he's only picked up in like 30-some% of the league. So I mean, I would say go take a look.
Yeah, Sheets is dude. He's hot as fuck. And I always like to look at the last few games here, or last like 7 games. So his last week, he's hitting 344 of the season. Last 7 days, 368 with a bomb. So
and if you're also, sorry, another one that I was talking about, Jacob Wilson. I mean,
Yeah.
if you're looking for a guy who needs average, you got to look in to see if Jacob Wilson's picked up. Let me see. He's only picked up 39% of leagues. So more or less, he's not so much sneaky anymore. A lot more people are finding out about him. But go take a look. You need help on your average. He's batting 350 on the year. Hasn't walked yet.
Yeah, that's
3
crazy.
strikeouts. Like that's insane.
Honestly, both those guys, it shocks me that they're so like low percent rostered.
I know. And another person is another A. The guy who's getting called up today, Nick. Last name K, starts with a K. We're not going to say it. That's another guy to keep an eye on. He might come up and start tearing it up. I mean, yeah, like I said, he's a big power guy. If you're looking for home runs, take him. If you're also looking for a funny name, and we talked about Sean Murphy too. Sean Murphy's not picked up in a lot of leagues as well, and he's another one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, he's been on a power surge ever since he came back. So
yeah,
good for him. Good for
he's
him.
Another one that maybe keep him on the interested.
Yeah, pin him up.
Yeah,
little watch list. But that was good. That was a good little first episode. We'll keep pounding them out. Little morning show here. We went deep today too.
There'll be more segments to come in the later dates, but still working out the kinks.
Yeah, working out the kinks. And guess what? I'm fucking sick from that Easter ham. So sorry.
I really don't think it has anything to do, but
I think it's allergy. I think my nose is allergies and my throat is next is a day leftover cold ham. I think is what gets me.
Well, if anybody's tuning in or anybody sees anything, let us know what you guys want to see out of us, trivia, anything like that.
Yeah, we got a lot of fun things to come, a lot of fun things in store for the Real Life Fantasy Baseball show. We maybe get in a little fantasy doctor, talk about different teams, different guys, get the gambling aspect going and what's going around the actual league. So from anything from real life, fantasy, gambling perspective, we're your boys in the morning. We're out, baby.